So I must get myself ready for UK Nationals, have decks to put together, have to leave, deck list to print, all that kind of stuff. So let's get to it. This is the Max alt art that Black Cat Games had done for King Con. Don't worry, I still have the real art with it as well, so we're good to go. One thing that I struggle at sometimes is keeping track of clicks and making sure that I'm not taking too many or too few. So I'm going to bring click trackers with me, but not just any old click trackers. I'm bringing Euro coins because A, I have 5 of them. All that YouTube money, huh? But also they stand out a little bit, they look kind of cool, and they're distinctive. I can't use them over there, so there's no chance of me accidentally, spending one, anything like that. Just so happens that there's 5 different backs, which is kind of neat. Why am I bringing 5? Because I'm playing DLR Max, so I'm gonna have to keep one like hidden to the side, just have 4 on the table when I'm running, and then like, oh, Joshua B, welcome to the party. Although I'm pretty sure at this stage, everyone kind of knows what to expect. It's cute and it keeps with the whole currency thing that I seem to have going on, because my tokens are Japanese. There you have it. Basically played Tokaido once, it was like, these are amazing, they look beautiful. I wonder if I could get replicas. And sure enough I did. Theme. Currency theme. Come on, brain, I need you this weekend. Well, we've made it to Birmingham, if you can see me at all. Just trying to find my hotel now. We've all gone our separate ways. A few of us were on the same flight over, but for some reason the Irish people cannot book hotels together. Had to make our way through the kind of crowded pub, nightclub scene, but quite a view from the hotel. Now, funnily enough, there's 3 of us on the flight, 3 Irish Netrunner players, and none of us are in the same hotel, none of us were even sitting beside each other. Apparently we're a bit of a calamity when it comes to actually booking trips in sync with one another. It is quite late now, I've made it to hotel at 12:30. I have a key card for the room, but I have a pretty disastrous track record with actually getting into hotel rooms on the first try with key cards. Hopefully this won't cause an issue, because my roommate is already there and is probably fast asleep, so I need to get in without crashing around the place, causing a scene, and I also need to make sure I don't end up in the same bed as him accidentally, because that would be quite an awkward scene. So, without messing around anymore, I should get down there just in case, he's awake. And yeah, there's an alarm set for 7 tomorrow morning. I've already been warned, so bright and early start, up for breakfast, and we'll get the day underway. It should be an interesting and incredibly long day, but looking forward to it. Oh. As hard at work.
Yeah, but like, think about like when I got there.
Thank you very much. So guys, we have arrived at the convention centre for Nationals. As you've seen, there's quite a good crowd. Hundreds of people expected, so it should be fun. Team Ireland is slowly gathering, and we've all rocking our leprechaun shirts. Not to turn this into a fashion channel, but Netrunner Ireland on the back as well. So there's a group of us all repping the same. It should be fun. At least gives us some identifiable thing.
Be aware that registration will close at 9:30. If you have any friends who are still on their way and not yet arrived.
Registration closing shortly. Tournament will kick off around 10, I think. Should be fun. I've already seen Dave Hoyland. I haven't gone up to talk to him though. What would I say? But yeah, hoping to see, kind of the who's who of Netrunner. I did meet the guy who made the null deck list of the week as well, that I played briefly on the Bad Publicity channel. So it should be an interesting event. It seems to be a lot of max DLR, and possibly a lot of max DLR hate as well. So we'll see how we can get on with that. And Polana, I'm feeling okay about. Yeah, so we're gonna regroup, have chats about what everyone's going to do for the day, and we'll see how it all goes. So there's Netrunner Ireland group, and there's just a lot more people. Here we go. Holy shit. Wow, that is quite impressive.
Good morning, FFG gamers. Welcome to the first standalone UK Nationals. Registration is now closed, so if you have not registered for your tournament, then we may not be able to register you now, and please tell them to get a move.
So I have to be said that the UK Nationals judges guys are killing it on the mic, dropping in some great references to, don't install ice in a server, I'll have to give you a game off. And they just called up an in there for writing his deck list on the back of a cracker packet. So it should be a fun day, if nothing else, for what they're providing. So looking forward to it. We get our pairings very, very shortly, and we'll be good to go. Time to make table 57 my own. Could be around there for the day, so gonna get comfortable. I split the first round playing against PE, an identity that I'm really bad at playing against, it seems. Getting my stuff set up relatively okay. I was losing a lot of siphons though. He got a profiteering out very, very early, which got him in the money. That put me on the back foot a bit. And also, he took bad publicity, which is, what profiteering does. Something I completely forgot about, which meant that when I was trying to run through his wrap round for a siphon, I spent all the money that I didn't need to. I learned my lesson the second time he scored profiteering, so I had 6 credits to get through free. But, yeah, I got him into a position that I wanted him, but it was too little too late. He was at 5 points at that point, and I had to keep running various face-down things. Got hit with a couple of, psychic fields, snares, that kind of thing. I ran an unadvanced Junebug, and I was like, that does nothing. So I left it there. A couple of turns later he advanced it twice, which I thought was kind of weird. And then he used it to trickle light out the last agenda, so that was quite clever. But unfortunate for me, obviously. As Polana then, I was up against Stealth Kate with prepaid and mirror, so hitting all the highlights. And it was a tough game. I was flooded early, he got a corporate sales pretty easily. I just put it in the scoring server and kind of hoped for the best. Kind of hoping it was, maybe it's Caprice and I won't bother running it. But he did, he scored it easy. But I had loads of agendas in hand and decided I'd go as quick as possible. So he whiffed on indexing. I just started slamming agendas, put Nisei, Future Perfect in pretty much subsequent turns. I had to use Nisei tokens on indexing, which meant the remote server was a little less protected. But in the end, held out. He missed on HQ twice when there was a couple of agendas in there, or on the last turn when there was one agenda in there, so a bit fortunate, but very, very glad. So a split in the first round, it's our way to start the day. So round 2 was up against Johnny from Edinburgh, I believe, and he was playing Sync, which was Max's worst nightmare. According to Kiv, it's a 20% shot that you're going to win, so I wasn't feeling overly confident as soon as I saw that. And sure enough, I think it was a mix of playing badly and him just being well teched, well versed in the matchup, and he came prepared, played very well, and yeah, exchange of information as well, so just making things worse. Couldn't seem to find DLRs or cancellations at the right time, but yeah, it was over pretty swiftly. Not entirely happy with how I played. Maybe a mix of draw and play, but hey, we'll move on. Hopefully learn some lessons and play better the next time. And then he was playing Max DLR up against my Polana, and I managed to stem the tide somewhat initially. I had loads of money, so he managed to get an account siphon off with DDoS. Batty unfortunately was in my head at the side game, so lost 5, no big deal. But he had all his fall guys, World Snap Pavilions, all that kind of stuff up and running. And then he managed to get the DLR down. I had hit him with the swordsman on his eater, which I thought was putting me in a good place, but side games were the ruination of me. He got in on the scoring server, I think one of them won. He had taken a Future Perfect earlier in the game, and from there then it was the DLR thing. I tried to commit to trashing everything, but left me incredibly poor, and it's probably the wrong choice. Probably should have just tried to power through, but I think either way I was in a poor position. I was probably the favourite to lose there. So yeah, needed the side game on HQ to win, and that might have helped. He was playing activist support as well, so obviously prepared for all seeing eye. But yeah, so onwards and upwards. Now 1-3. Hopefully round 3 goes better, but I think we've got a small break first, so time to get some food in, rest up, think about what I've done. All guns blazing for the second or third round. On the plus side, I've actually met people who know of me. So met one of the judges here, and kind of said, you know, if you've got events on, let me know. And he actually follows the Satellite Grid Twitter account, so that's always good to see. And one of the other guys was introduced me as the YouTube guy as well. So I'd gone over to Edinburgh, very few of them showing up, but he knew of me. So not a household name just yet, but slowly but surely getting there. So we're midway through the day, just done round 4, and it is an absolute bloodbath. My initial goal coming into today was top 64 to get the Altar card. Then it became, let's try and break even. And now it is, try to stay away from the bottom table. Things are going horrifically badly. So I haven't played in a couple of games. I can't remember the third game. What happened? I was playing... No, it's gone. The last game anyway, I was playing against Max, but it wasn't your typical Max. So I installed Ice on HQ, installed Priest ready to go, and then he just medium ran instead. And RNG started giving up the ghost. I resorted to using dice as side games, and that seemed to do okay for a while. Well, not entirely. And yeah, so that was Kalana, just blown out of the water. Then Max got off to an okay start. I felt I had bits and pieces ready to go. Then he just fired an ABT very, very early, got Eli toll booth, and that was kind of all she wrote. He was able to start windmilling out agendas. Things went really badly. So yeah, Max can be quite a brutal deck, can be quite aggressive, can be quite great, but in better hands than mine. So lessons learned. Painful lessons learned. At least there's tomorrow where side events are on the cards. Maybe I can walk away with something. Did get an alt art anyway, so that's something, but scant consolation. I need a hug. That's the kind of heady heights we're dealing with today. As it's just spotted me. Look at him! It is the judge. He looks all official and stuff. Also, yes, this is one of the nicest playmats I've seen. He's getting everyone who was at the regionals to sign it as well. Glorious. So, yeah, today hasn't gone quite to plan. I'm not doing justice to this playmat that I've earned. Lots of spinning footage going on. So the last 2 games, one saw me like 2 tables from the very, very bottom. Max did exactly what she was supposed to do at long last. I actually felt bad playing it because there was literally nothing he could do. It was literally, he was on 3 credits and I'd be just milling 5, and yeah, that was kind of great. It curtains. And then Kalana did what Kalana does, and yeah, worked well for me. Can't remember what he was playing. All memory of this day has kind of drifted. Maybe Az will be able to help me fill in blanks and scores and things like that. In which case I'll try and put subtitles or a written description or something, or frames of extra me talking. And this previous game then, I was playing Max, and she was going okay against Sol, but targeted marketing on account siphon for a good while hurt. And then went Levy. I did the Levy anyway, and I siphoned him, but he was able to get a 4-point beal off, having exchange of information for global food. So yeah, not brilliant. Palana then got incredibly lucky. Also played pretty well, I think. Gave myself the outs. You know, I had good scoring server set up. He was up against Gingerbread Kate, which I have played as and played against quite a bit in the past, so kind of knew what to expect. He got set up really, really quick, had the RDIs going, but seeing nothing on RNG. He seemed to give me a turn after I'd scored 2 2-pointers plus the closing off people, and I managed to draw into a Future Perfect, so somehow got past the RNG lock and just went for it and managed to seal the deal despite a 6-card Maker's Eye run. So yeah, my luck held out, which seems to be how I play Valana. Either my luck pulls out or I lose. So heading into, well, it's a break now for an hour or so. So we're going to try and get some food. And a lot of people talking about not playing the last game. People down my neck of the woods. So maybe I'll get a better record by default. And it'll be interesting to see what the top tables do as well. My overall record, I can't remember right now. Nope, it's gone. But yeah, one more game to catch you up on, and hopefully it goes better than the rest of the day so far has. Guys, that is it for me at Nationals. No, we're great. I pointed the other way. I think I went 5-9 in the end, so not great. Not as good as I wanted to do. You want to be in?
So, how did it go for you?
Not so great. Not
so great. I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you want to introduce yourself, actually?
Hello, I am Axel or Jürgen. I'm a German guy who plays some Netrunner.
How did you get on today?
Today it was 9-5, so I'm out, actually.
9-5.
But I went from 2-4 to 9-5, so I was very proud of that.
Yeah, so tough day.
Yeah, many good players, so it's not like one or two. In Germany you have like, I don't know, 16, 32, so good players, but here it was like, I played on table 40 and had a very good opponent against me who won like some regionals, so you can see the quality of this day right there.
Yes.
And yeah, I won some regionals and national too, so.
What's your plan for the rest of the weekend?
Party. No, tomorrow there will be some side events, but I'm not sure if I play there because Anton and Drummer and Agende is scored. I think he's making the cut because he's 10-4 and he was playing all the time in tops, so he should have a good opponent.
Right on the edge, so.
Yeah, right on the edge, but I hope he's made it.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
So at least
good
one
to have
German
someone to
is in the
support
top
anyway.
16.
Exactly, yeah. We're kind of hoping for the Irish guys to do similar.
Yeah, sure. You have some good players too.
Hello, FMG players. Just as you're finishing up your tournaments, just a reminder to sign up
Great meeting as well. I'm sure I'll catch you around anyway, of course.
Yeah, sure.
The last game, to try and sum up. Valana up against Kate, and it was Gingerbread Kate again. I think second time today I've played it. And because of my own experience playing it, I know how I have to play against it, how fast I have to go, and how lucky I have to get at times. And RNG again wasn't too porous for me. Did manage to get a good hit with the Grim and Batty, so that worked out well for me. Navi, Mumba and City Grid pulled his weight again. Happy with that. So yeah, managed to push hard and push incredibly fast. I saw a future perfect on the top of R&D. I was a little bit poor, so I had the opportunity, or I had the decision between taking a turn and trying to solidify things, or pushing it, and just decided to go for it. Push my luck on side games and see what happens. I gave up on side games completely myself and decided to go with rolling dice instead. And that worked out better for me. So in the future I think I want to trust the dice. And then on the other side I was playing Max against HB. He got off to a very quick start. I was getting siphons going and some of the mills going, but he got up to 6 points, and then he played the last turn really well. Installed a Kronos project behind like an Ichi and an Eli that he got off a beta test. Some amazing beta tests we fired against me today, I have to say. And also installed a 3-2 to the side. So I mean I could run one or the other, but not both. And one alone wouldn't win me it. So Turing and Archives as well really stemmed the tide there. Ran, I got the Kronos project, but yeah, he scored out in the end. It was a good game, really enjoyed it. So that's it from my competitive action in Nationals, but tomorrow there's going to be side events, things like that. We're hoping that some of the Irish lads will make it in as well. I know Owen and Sean as well have been very, very close. They could be on the limit if they can sweep this round. So we're kind of hoping that they can do well here. We'll have something to watch tomorrow. It'd be good to have something to cheer for. We'll see how the rest of the lads got on. I think some people hit some heights pretty early on, but peaked maybe a bit too soon. Other people have kind of middled them out, and I know two of the lads decided that they had enough of the day and decided just to drop last round, get some food, drinks, take it easy, watch some good competitive games instead of just middling around in the doldrums. So we'll see how that all affects the standings. It's been a fantastic event, met a lot of great people, a lot of great games, really enjoyed them. And a lot of learning experiences here as well. So this is something on a completely different scale than what I've played before. So great to come out, try it out, and see just an event on the scale as well.
Netrunner players, that is the end of day one and the end of the Swiss.
That was the top 16 before the last round, so as you can see, a very, very competitive day. Got a lot of great names there as well, including some that are on the limit or just outside. So curious to see how it all shakes out.
The critical four will do some advancement tokens so you can advance to tomorrow. Also on 33 points, and amazingly playing in the round 7 on the stream because hey, why not, is Tim Fowler. In 6th place, and making myself sound really stupid, Tagore Nakamancha. It's misspelled horribly apparently, I blame the judges. In 9th place, Dave Hoyland. In 10th place, Ben Nee. In 11th place, Johnny Lockhart.
Sorry, I'm getting you right. Find me. Way down here. Yeah. So the Netrunner Ireland group just met up for a couple of drinks, a bit of food, and chatted about the day, Netrunner in general. Good times had by all. Fair play especially to Sean and Owen, who were top 40s, within that anyway. Did really, really well, and unlucky to miss out on the top 16 cut. Very little to separate the top tier people and players, and suddenly I don't feel so badly about losing to them all the time. But it is incredibly late. We're going to get a bit of rest up for side tournaments tomorrow and spectate some great games. Day 2 begins. It's a bit of a later start, which I'm very thankful about. Had a bit of a lie-in. I've made alternative decks that should be a bit more fun than what I was playing yesterday, which weren't fun for anyone involved. And Paul here is building some weird and wacky ones as well.
Oh god.
So looking forward to seeing what he has in store. We've never actually played.
No.
So
no, we'll have to make a point of it today.
That should be an experience. We'll hate each other by the end of it.
I'll be sleeping in the corridor.
Paul had a Netrunner related book in the room and it seems to have gone missing. Suspicious. Which itself isn't funny. However, he did ring reception. I was asking for if they'd found a book called Stranger Flesh, and as soon as he said it, the two of us both kind of went, how suspicious does that sound? Well, I can't get my Sunday morning right unless I read this book. Top 8 underway, and fanboying out here as well, so watching the best of the business in action. It's the second round now, it should be fun.
I'll put it on a big screen.
Even Team Public is a running away, but we've got the recording section.
Game of Thrones players, the players that are on table 45 and 46, could you check your plot depths as I have a rebuilding in my hand that was found on the floor.
Everybody today. We're gratis. Everything's over, Netrunner's done, dusted. Things are kind of winding down a little bit more. So, Irish group is just getting together. We're going to go for food, maybe a couple of drinks. A lot of people with early flights tomorrow morning, including myself. Not as bad as some people. Still not great though. Good day overall. Didn't get to play side events, but got to watch some amazing Netrunner. See how the other half lives. Some of the lads are playing Game of Thrones as well. And unfortunately, missed the cut. Oisin screwed himself over, it seems. But yeah, we're good to go. So we just left the saddest nightclub in the world. Birmingham on a Sunday night is a very different place than it was on Friday and Saturday when it was absolutely hopping. Good to catch up with the Netrunner Ireland team group. Got to chat about the scene, the tournament, the plans for the future. Try and build on, you know, a good group that came over. Pretty solid group. Pretty big group as well, has to be said. But how we can build things, grow things, and make sure that, you know, instead of getting top 50 or being happy with participation prize or anything like that, that we can build for it and, you know, make ourselves a bit more known, be really targeting top 16. Because as I said, you know, I came in to second round after a split, and the guy I played said, you know, I want to make top 16. Sure enough, he did, and did quite well. And that's what we should be aiming for. So that is kind of our goal now over the next little while, is to grow local scenes, grow the whole national scene, and then properly make a charge for nationals the next year possibly. So it's been a great trip overall. I mean, I haven't travelled with Irish people before to events overseas. Obviously travelled with local people to various events around the country, which is always fun. But staying over is quite a different experience. A lot of fun just hanging out, talking Netrunner, talking just general life stuff. And great to meet people from overseas as well. Axel, of course, from Germany, a couple of the English lads, a few from Edinburgh as well that I'd met before, and just great. And that's, of course, why I set up the Satellite Grid events calendar, is because it is a lot of fun to travel overseas. A lot of lessons learned. Hopefully, next nationals I can do better. Obviously, never played 7 rounds of Swiss before. Completely new experience to me, and valuable experience as well. Wasn't prepared for some decks that I saw. Brought Max, which in hindsight wasn't completely comfortable with. If it's on form, if it's playing right, it goes brilliantly. But if people are ready for it, if people are teched against it, I don't have the plan B locked down that I would have with like Polana. Runner side, I'm not sure. Maybe I should have gone Gingerbread Kate, like I met a couple of times during the tournament. We'll never know. But anyway, I have a flight in a matter of hours and I have to get up earlier for a train, so it is time for bed. I'm going to thank you all for watching right now, because I'm not sure how much more I'm going to record, because obviously it's been quite a long video already. Obviously the tournament didn't go quite as I hoped, but thank you for sticking with me through this whole experience, and we'll build for the next one. So just arrived at the apartment, back in Ireland at long last. It already feels like it's been a long day. Can't wait for a nap. I am incredibly tired. Late night, early morning, and old age. It's a bad combination. We didn't stay out too late at that really sad and underwhelming club. I can't do the all-nighter into early flight anymore. To be honest, I never could. Shh. But before I go off for a bit of a sleep, I'm just going to say it was an excellent trip. I've probably said it a couple of times in this video already. But yeah, I just want to, you know, reiterate again, it was absolutely amazing. Got to meet Ben Nee, which was fantastic as well, and my melodious voice appears in a video of his. Unfortunately, I'm back to being called Mac. But not only was it great to hang out with the Irish lads, but I met a lot of people from around the world. Unfortunately, in Ben's video, Beoken's video, I said like, oh, I've met a lot of UK people and Irish. I panicked. I've met like people from the UK, as in like I've met people from England and Scotland. I also met like, you know, Germans, things like that. I met Axel, German champion. So, you know, it was great to just chat to these kind of people. Not delighted to have gone 5-9, but something to work on, something to improve. We're tied with Alex White, he's a name. unfortunately that pesky strength schedule kept me from leapfrogging him. I was browsing Facebook there earlier, and Paul summed the trip up nicely. He said it was great to, meet other players, build a bit of camaraderie in the scene, because yes, we do get to talk at tournaments and things like that, but it's usually 5 minutes in between rounds, or maybe lunch break if you're lucky. Whereas in this instance, we actually got to chat, hang out, have dinner, have drinks, all that kind of thing. He said he got advice from some of the lads as well, and that is invaluable. I think that's something we need to build on. If you look at, as mentioned it, in the UK scene, Dave Hoyland gave a lot of advice to Mark Mottram, but they were kind of hanging around together. They would obviously be chatting about decks, strategies, all that kind of thing. When Az played a friendly game against Mark, the two of them were kind of chatting away, so it's good to have that. And I found myself as well that I've been chatting to like Alan, Owen and Sean, and they're great for providing you with that bit of experience by proxy, because obviously this was the first time that I'd done 7 rounds of Swiss, and they were great for saying, just come in if you need to, if you feel like you've just lost control of a game completely, just take a walk outside, do a bit of a mental reset of sort, and carry on with the rest of the day. Just learn the lessons, put it in the past, and move forward. This experience will definitely stand to all of us. I'm hoping myself to build upon it. And I think myself I'm going to go into future tournaments with a bit of a plan, be more aware of matchups, get comfortable with the deck I actually want to bring. Because I know, like Dave Hoyland, Sasha Freeman in the States, the two of them were rocking Criminal for a long, long time, even when people said, Criminal are terrible, Criminal suck. But they were able to make it work because they were just so used to things. They knew their outs, they knew their plan Bs, they knew weaknesses, but they also knew how to work around things. And that is a strength in itself. It's something that you can't do with just picking a deck off the internet, as I learned to my detriment with DLR Max. It's not quite the brain dead deck that I was hoping for on the day. Anyway, now I must record a couple of games, and my voice is feeling it. Obviously been shouting way too much the weekend of Nationals, but yeah, gotta get the commentary in. Obviously I lied about having a game out on the Monday, or games recorded in advance for this week, but that's what happens when you play Null terribly and you have to record extra games because your videos just suck.